Hey guys, I'm Kayla Valle. My husband is Bart Valle, and we both serve in the high school ministry here at the Grove. I'm sure you know my kids, Titus and Cameron Valle. They run around high school group. And so I was thinking of what I wanted to speak about for this devotion, and what I thought of was what I wish I knew in high school. And so I just have 3 short points that I want to touch on. The first thing was God uses every season of your life. I remember feeling this season of life felt like it was pointless. I didn't know who I was. I was very insecure. It was hard to find good friends. It was hard to be a believer going to school in high school, in a public school. It was hard to navigate things that were happening in my life. And so I just wanted to read these 2 verses to you. Revelation 21:6 says, "And he said to me, 'It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end.'" And so to me, that verse is basically saying God is really big. And the second verse is Jeremiah 29:11. "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans for welfare and not for evil, to give you a future and a hope." And this verse to me is saying that God is really big and has a plan for me personally and for you personally. And that he wants for you to prosper and not to harm you. And so this season of insecurity or feeling lost and not knowing who you are right now fully is not in vain. There is a purpose for it, and you are going to look back years later and see that it was all a part of God's plan for this season of not really knowing what's going on or who you are. And so that's the first point. And the second point is insecurity doesn't mean failure. I've always thought when I was in high school that insecurity, not being so sure of who I am or what I was meant to do or my purpose, if it basically meant like I was failing. But it's not. It actually means that you're in a space of growth. This is what I've learned over the years, and I just really want you to believe that you are in this space of growth right now. And so being insecure is not necessarily a bad thing. It's actually growing you to who you're supposed to be later on in life. And I would like to remind you that you have everything you need right now in this season because you have Jesus. And when you're insecure and you're feeling insecure and you feel lost, you can run to Jesus. And when you feel that you're not able to make friends, you can run to Jesus. You always have Jesus to run to during these seasons of uncertainty and feeling lost and not really knowing your purpose or who you are. And so that should comfort you right now, just to know that you have an answer to all your problems, and it's to run to him. And it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to fulfill the plans that you have for yourself, but he's going to guide you to where he wants you to go. And so that should comfort you. That comforts me, just thinking back on my life and knowing how insecure I was and how lost I was. And it just really helps me and hopefully encourages you to believe that this time in high school is such a pivotal point in your life. And the third point is actually a verse. The heart of a man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. Proverbs 16:9. So plans and goals are great, but at the same time, we need to learn to have open hands. So I've learned that it's great to be ambitious and want to set goals and have these big dreams and ideas, but none of it's going to happen if it's not a part of God's plan. So you need to have those dreams and goals, but have it with an open hand, so that if God changes the plan slightly or doesn't do exactly what you're wanting, that you're still like, okay, this is God's plan and I trust him and I'm going to follow in his lead. And I've heard this saying a few times that if God opens the door, it's on him to keep it open. But if you open the door, it's on you to keep it open. And I just have so much, that just comforts me so much, that if God opens the door, then nothing can shut the door. It's going to happen because it's in God's will. But if I open the door, if it's supposed to happen or not, it can get shut, because if it's not in God's will, then it's not going to happen. And so you should just rest in that God will open doors when they need to be open and no one can shut it, or he'll close doors that no one can open. And that, because that's not what's supposed to happen in your life. And so just rest in knowing that what God is doing in your life, that you would just trust him and just follow his lead. And you'll know that when doors are open and when doors are shut, that it's because it's his plan for your life. And you're going to get years down the line and go, I had no idea that I've come so far and never be more fulfilled and never been closer to Jesus. And so I just hope this encourages you today, to really just think about those 3 points. Again, it's God uses every season of your life. Insecurity doesn't mean failure. It actually means you're in a space of growth. And then that you don't establish your steps, but that God does. So I hope this encourages you. Bye, guys.